Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. I've got another great workout you can do in your home today with minimal equipment. You can use that video that I gave you the last time as a good warm-up, or you can go up and down your stairs, do some cardio equipment in your house, or walk around the block or something to get warmed up before you come into these videos. So I've got both my dogs here kind of helping me today. They needed to be around me. So we're going to start with a row with a band or a tube about chest height. You're also going to need a ball if you have one, and then you can use that same tube or a little bit lighter one for another exercise. So only 2 to 3 pieces of equipment to get going on this workout. Okay, so I'm going to start with a row. So I've got my band set up about chest height in my door here, and I want you to step back. Remember, the further you step back for a tube or a band, the more resistance will be on it. The closer you are, the less resistance. You can double up bands, different ways to make them easier or harder. So I want you to just bend your knees, bend your hips just a little bit, pull those shoulder blades down and back, and we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades as you pull that band towards your armpits, driving your elbows towards the back of the room. 4, 5, you want to breathe all the way through. 6. Now notice that I'm not really doing a squat, but I'm just in a good athletic position. My abs are tight, my legs and my hips are ready for movement. 9 and 10. All right, good. Really squeezing the shoulder blades each time, and the more slowly you go and control that band, the more those muscles have to work. Okay, now we're going to lower down to the floor and do some leg lifts. I like to do leg lifts kind of intermittently. They're a really great way to get some quad involvement. It's also a hip flexor exercise, obviously, but your quads will contract, which is a good way to do some quad work if you have any knee problems or hip problems. So that you're going to be going in this range of motion, so up to where this knee is bent, down to almost touching the floor, but not quite. So we're going to go slowly, both directions. 5, nice and slowly. You want to think about contracting your abs here to flatten your back to the ground, keeping this other knee bent, which will also help that low back. And 10. All right, good. Another leg. 1. Nice and slowly, both directions. You'll notice that the more slowly you go, hi Baloo, the more contraction you will get out of that quad muscle. Can you sit? Sit. It's hard to get him to sit when I'm on the floor with him. Aw. 3 more. 9 and 10. All right, good. Good boy. Okay, now we're going to stay on the floor. We're going to do a reverse plank. No, shush. So just sit up from where you were, and to begin with, I would start with keeping your knees bent. So you can come up kind of into a reverse bridge here. With your hands directly beneath your shoulders, your feet directly under your knees, and lifting up like this. Now, if this feels okay, you can bring your feet a little further out. This is the ultimate where I would like you to be. So, but your hands are still directly beneath your shoulders. This is called a reverse plank. Now, you want to keep your head and everything in a good straight line. You're going to be feeling this in your hamstrings. So if it's too much, you can come back up into that bridge like this. So if you can, continue to hold it like this, feeling those hamstrings, squeezing those glutes, pushing those hips up, and you're also going to be feeling it in those triceps too, the way your arms are holding you in this position. Our goal is 30 seconds. If you can't hold it for 30 seconds, you can work up to it. Start with 10 seconds, maybe rest, try another 10 seconds, or like I said, try that modified version with your knees bent. It'll make that lever that much shorter and make it easier to hold. Okay, now we're going to do some side abs on a ball. So grab your fit ball, if you have one. If you don't, you can do this seated on a chair or just on the ground. So what I'm going to have you do, this might be easier if you put your feet up against a wall so that you're not sliding and you don't feel like your feet are sliding away. But I'm going to have you turn over to the side like this, so your feet are kind of on their sides, your bottom leg underneath. And I want you to turn your shoulders towards the wall. So like I said, if your feet are up against the wall, you will have an easier time without sliding here. I've got a kind of a good carpet, so I can do this without sliding. And then I want you to bring your shoulders up towards the wall. So we're working on some obliques here. 2 more, 9 and 10. Baloo's gonna get a little workout on the treadmill there. Now we're gonna turn the other way. So you wanna be on your hip on the ball, feet on their sides, and then turn your shoulders towards the wall. Getting some oblique action now on this side. 7, 8, and just like I say on kind of straight ab leans, don't come all the way up. So as you come all the way up, your abs get to disengage. So lean back and only come almost all the way up, so kind of part way. I know I've done more than 10 now, but I wanted to make that point not to come all the way up, because then those abs get to relax. So we want to keep them engaged and get them as strong as possible. Okay, now we're going to do, go back to the wall with our tubes. I've got one set up on a lower level here. I'm going to change my handle. And we're going to do some low to high, similar to wood choppers, but some low to high side twists where you're going to start low. So I want you to get into a good wide athletic stance. Your feet are nice and wide. Your knees and hips are going to be bent just a little bit. And you're going to come down into just a little bit of a squat here on your left side, or whichever side is near the door, or your attachment. And you're going to pull up and across in a diagonal. So low to high. So you're going to do a little squat, come on up, and we're twisting at the same time. Not a big twist, but just enough. 5, 6. I'm keeping my arms straight. 7. You can bend them if that feels a little better. 9 and 10. All right, good. Now we're going to turn around and do the other side. So the way whichever hand is closest to the door or to the attachment, you're going to bend into a little bit of a squat and turn and twist this way. Turn and twist away from the door, the attachment. 3. Now, if you don't have a band that's light enough to double over like I have here, just do it straight out. So you can do it one long attachment, which will make it easier than doubling it up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good. So what I mean by that is taking it more like this, attaching it there, and then pulling it this way. All right, good. Now we're going to end with some mountain climbers. So it's a couple different ways to do these. You got a good shot of my sleeping dogs there. We're going to come down onto the floor into a plank to start. So hands directly beneath your shoulders. Come up into a plank. Good downward dog, Baloo. And then drive those knees up towards your chest. 3, 4. If this is too difficult, start with your hands up on a raised platform, like a chair or a kitchen counter. 8, 9, 10, and 10. All right, good. So that's a good, so it's holding your plank so your arms and your chest and your shoulders are working. And then by driving those knees forward, you're really engaging your abs. So try those. Like I said, if the floor is too much, put your hands up on a chair. The The angle of the lever will be different, so it'll be a little bit easier. If the chair is too difficult, first of all, make sure that chair is pushed up against a wall so it's not sliding. Or you can try a kitchen counter or a low, counter or something like that so that your angle is even a little bit higher. So go ahead and repeat through those 1 to 2 more times. Make sure you do your stretches at the end and a little bit of a cool down. And as always, please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.